Well, my husband, he was one of 9 children. He was the oldest, and he came from an Adventist family. Anyway, when he graduated in 1941, he decided he wanted to see the world. So he joined the Navy, and he went down to San Diego for boot camp. And they trained down there, and he trained in Morse code. He joined because he wanted to see the world, and when he was 19 in 1941, and then he was assigned then the USS Enterprise. Sometimes they would go out on 2 raids a day, and sometimes maybe only 1. They would go to what they called a ready room, and then the squadron would get together, and then they would talk about where they were going to fly, where they were going to bomb. While he was on the daytime squadron flying, he was shot down once in the water, he and his crew, and they were in the water for, 8, 9, 10 hours.
Radio man Tom Watts has been training with the pilots of Enterprise in the art of flying in the dark.
Planes are all blacked out. The exhausts on each side of the engines were covered. If you flew in formation, the guy next to you, you could look out and see his wing almost in your window there.
But if flying in the dark is difficult, landing is worse. Pilots must guide themselves through the dark to their home target using only radar. Then try to land on the bucking deck of the carrier with few visual cues.
All they had for night landing was a little string of lights up the center of the flight deck. It's a tough job in the daytime, but at nighttime it's really rough.
They had to go back to a safe port because they were damaged pretty badly. They went back to a place called Ulithi. It's one of the islands out there. It's a port in one of the islands. And because they had some damage to their bomber and missiles. And the air crew would go ashore and parties, and they'd swim and play cards, and they played different games like volleyball or something of that nature, because they had to try to get some R&R, rest and relaxation, because most of these guys, their nerves were pretty shattered from all this. And as time went on, they got really shattered, some of them, because the drop of anything, they'd jump, and as it got dark, we had to pull all our shades at the beach, and we couldn't have any lights showing at all, and you couldn't be out driving at night because you had to have the car lights off, so you couldn't go anywhere at night. But yes, we did have to have our shades pulled, but that only lasted maybe for about a year, and then after that we didn't have to. But I know I was 13, and I can remember when it happened. I was really scared when they announced war. He came home on leave in 1949, and I met him. And so then he went back, and he was gone for 2 years. And then he came back in 1951, and we got married between a funeral and a graveyard service. My feelings changed as I got older. To me, I don't like war. I don't like fighting. To me, I don't understand why people can't get along, because, I have been all over the world, traveled. I've been very fortunate to have been everywhere except the Mediterranean. It's the only place I haven't been in the world. And everywhere I've gone, everybody has been so nice, and they're just so wonderful. And this is why I can't understand our people in charge of the different countries, why they can't get along. Yeah, my husband got leukemia, and so the leukemia is what got him. But he wanted to live longer, but he was 89 years old. He always was worried about me. I don't know, because being younger, he treated me as his little kid or what, but he always wanted to make sure I was going to be taken care of, that everything would be okay. In fact, he was given 2 Purple Hearts because he was injured twice. And so anyway, they're all there on the top, and then on the bottom is a picture of the group that he flew with, and then they are also called the Buzzard Brigade.